Happy New Eurovision Year! Woo!
We're here finally.
The beginning of a new season.
It's like the smell of like new pencils and new notebooks, When we were children, that's what we liked, and now it's Eurovision.
Yeah, exactly. And we have plenty of things to talk about. We don't have any artists yet, so
But we
that's
have a
still
city.
blank.
We have
Yes.
a city. We have a date. So
And
yeah,
a new logo.
a new logo. We have plenty of things to talk about. So I think let's get started. Welcome to the Eurovision Files. So,
Yeah, it was Vienna in the end. It
It
was
was.
going to be Vienna all along, apparently. They didn't have like a doubt.
yeah, I think everyone basically had the same conclusion as us. It was quite difficult to organize everything in Innsbruck to the level that they probably wanted. And yeah, Martin Green did confirm the same thing. It's, they needed somewhere that could accommodate everyone with, easy access and everything else. So it was Vienna. Also, I think when Neta said Innsbruck, my theory is she's actually told in advance. I think she has decided to make it a tradition. Honestly, I actually think it's true. I think she's actually told, yeah, it's going to be Vienna, so you can say Innsbruck because,
I
otherwise.
think this time around, like, it was so obvious that it was going to be Vienna. Maybe it was obvious. We were a little bit scared, I have to say.
Yeah.
That she went for the other option, knowing that no way it was going to be Innsbruck because of accommodation and other facilities that the
Yeah.
city lacked. So, yeah, but at some point I think Neta is gonna get it right.
Yeah, but I keep thinking it's going to be when she decides that, she can sever the ties to Eurovision. I don't know. But yeah, I honestly thought when she said Innsbruck, I thought it's 95% now. I went to sleep quite calm that day.
So the problem with Innsbruck, sorry, as we were saying, it was the lack of accommodation, and apparently the plan was to have the green room for artists and the backstage in a different location. So they needed like a bus or some sort of transportation,
Yeah,
which of course
transport.
is not ideal.
No, it's tough. I mean, anyone that has been there knows they need their space accessible to them. I mean, come on. But I'm sure, Innsbruck is probably considering, now they got the arena and obviously they won twice in the last 11 years. They probably have a strong reason to start organizing things in a way that they can accommodate Eurovision and any other event. I mean, I suppose it's also like a ski resort and so on. So the accommodation is probably there. I think it was just, very poorly accessible as it is. But
Yeah.
yeah, if they improve on that, I mean, it looked beautiful. So
Yeah. Next time.
next time.
And
Next
we
year,
have
maybe,
dates.
who knows?
Well, we have dates as well. So you guys can start looking for accommodation, flights, and the sorts. So the grand final is going to be on the 16th of May, and we will have the two semifinals on Tuesday the 12th and Thursday the 14th of May.
Yeah, it was obviously one of the two options. I think they said it's either that week or the following week. What I have heard lately is that the Vienna Council is actually asking the businesses of Vienna to stay open on the 14th, which is the Thursday, because it's a holiday in Vienna. So, they are meant to be closed. And obviously, it could create a lot of issues. I am assuming they're probably going to have to push as well to get transportation to stay open and so on. So, I suppose it's going to be a struggle to get the city to stay moving. I don't know to what degree they tend to close. I know in the UK, for example, like holidays and so on, apart from Christmas and Easter, everything tends to stay open.
Yeah.
But it does sound like it might be an issue there. So we'll see.
I don't see a reason why they won't be open, because again, it's probably the biggest day in many years in the city. But let's see and wait.
I am assuming, in terms of hospitality, bars, restaurants, etc., very easy. It's a holiday. People are going to be out. But there are certain, like, basic stuff, like being able to go and buy, like, the basics that you might need at the hotel and so on, which is where they're probably trying to push for shops, for supermarkets as well to stay open. But we'll see. I don't think it's gonna detract any fun anyway. Whatever happens,
No, really.
It might make up for a fun anecdote to tell people when we're old. That everything was closed on that day.
Let's all go to the Eurovision village.
That's what I was thinking. I am sure the Eurovision village will stay open. And by the way, it looks amazing. The place where they want to do it.
Yeah.
It's
That
the city
square.
hall, isn't it?
Yeah,
Or the
it
yeah.
looks awesome. And then we have a new logo. A lot of updates and changes. This is problematic. Well, not problematic, but a lot of people are commenting on that. Not with positive comments, I have to say.
What do you? It's been like a month since they released it. What do you think about it?
I have to say I still prefer the old one. There were some comments about Luke's Junior Eurovision to me, which I 100% agree. I still think the same. I don't think it's ugly or anything. And because we've had this old logo for around 10 years now, you get so used to it to be the brand, to be this iconic, I don't know, part of the whole Eurovision theme.
Yeah.
And now everything changes. It's not a drastic change, okay? We know that. But what really I dislike very much about it is the non-capital letter of the E.
Really? It doesn't bother me.
It does bother me a lot. I don't know why, but it's like,
yeah.
I find it very childish, the whole thing.
So it's funny because, like, when they announced it and they started, all these memes came up about, like, the logo since like 2004, I think it was, and then the logo since like 2014, and then now this one, and it's like it looks like it's improving and then suddenly it goes down again. And I was like, the logo in 2004 for 10 years, it's very similar to the most recent one that we've had, but it's bloody ugly. It's like a very rough version, and I was like, I don't like that. Then they stylized it. It looked beautiful for the past few years, and I agree with that. I actually had a pet peeve with the E looking like the backwards 3. I've never liked to write E's like that, and I got used to it, and it was beautiful. But I actually the lowercase E bothers me less than the backwards 3. So
let's say that we have a problem with the E's and the way they portray them.
Exactly. I mean, do I like it more than the one before? I don't know, but I actually think I had less of a problem than most people, to be honest. I was like, fine.
Yeah.
And I sort of like as well that they have integrated the song contest a little bit more, because actually, if you look at the EBU guidelines and so on, they mention a lot that you should actually say Eurovision Song Contest because Eurovision is a broader thing. And it's like, yeah, but then you had a logo that had the song contest like sort of stuck in there with a with different characters and so on, different typology. So this one sort of integrates it a little bit more. It makes it sort of rounds up the brand around the song contest. So yeah, I don't actually dislike it. I think it will still get some getting used to, but it will be fine.
We need to see it on like merch and see how it
Exactly.
looks like. You said that like the first thing that you said. It's like we need to say it in context.
Yeah, I mean, we know as well, there are years when the merch and the whole branding and so on looks amazing. And then there are years when it's bad and it's with the same logo. So I think if you just do everything around the logo look nice enough, then you will be okay with it. I have to say as well, with Basel, for example, when they released the Times New Roman typology, and I was like, that looks so amateur, basically, like so bad. And now I'm like, this year everything looked beautiful. I wanted everything that the volunteers had. I was like, I just want all the merch. So, I just want to wait and see, basically.
Yeah, I think the problem I have with the logo is like, apart from the E, the non-capital E, is that the old logo for me looked, I don't know, elegant, classy, and this one is again very childish. Maybe it's just me. A lot of people are saying the same, or it looks AI. I don't know if it's AI or not. A lot of things are AI at the moment, so they denied it. It's probably not AI. But I don't think they're going back to the old logo, so we need to get used to it.
It doesn't need to be, it doesn't need to be AI as well. It could be, I mean, most things these days are going to be AI supported.
Enhanced.
Or
Yeah.
Exactly. So, you even if you use Procreate, for example, on an iPad, and like you draw something and then it sort of makes it smoother, so you can have something like that. But yeah, I would say it looks a lot I look a lot younger than the other one. The other one looked like an established brand covering all of Europe, and this suddenly is like, this is not representing a contest that involves 500 million people, watching.
And 70 years of history.
Yeah, exactly. But again, it's what you do with it. So we'll see.
Yeah. We'll get used to it. We have no other way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
what are we going to do? Not looking at it. No,
Exactly.
no logo.
And I also remember when Eurovision was the stars.
The circle. And then the circle.
Yeah, exactly. I grew up watching that Eurovision. So almost anything is I mean, you think about it and it's like, it's almost bad, but then at the same time, it was representative of a period of Eurovision. So like this one will potentially become the representative of the next 10 years as well.
Yeah.
And they didn't change completely the heart. And I say completely because they have changed it a little bit.
Yeah,
But
it's rounder.
It's not a massive change. So I think your tattoo is still fine. There you go. Oof, we can't see it. But
I'm trying. Okay.
Yeah,
You get the drill.
yeah, we've seen it. It's on Instagram, guys, if you want to see that one.
Go there.
Go and check it out.
Okay, so we have a new season. We have the dates. We have the city. We have the logo. We're missing artists now. But of course, we're starting with some drama.
We have everything, including the drama.
Yes. So there was some stuff going on in the Supernova, and that's the Latvia national selection, because apparently one of the entries decided to release the song on purpose, so they get disqualified. Because they had some problem with some music producer or something like that.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you think, wasn't there an easier way to get out of, of
Like,
the
I don't want to
contest?
do it. I don't know if it was some sort of payback. Like, yeah, you're not going to do it.
Yeah, yeah, it was a bit of a strange story.
Yeah, we don't know the artist. We don't know the musical producer. So there were no names
Yeah,
attached to this
no.
story.
Yeah, it's one of those where you're like, okay, I think if we knew the details, it could blow up, because obviously then you start discussing like, so payback for whom, and was the song good enough anyway? Like, there would be a lot of like different dimensions there, but because nobody
Yeah.
knows anything, it's almost like the big story that never was, because it's like, yeah, we're missing out on so much data. But
Yeah, that happened, I think, just before even the season started.
yeah,
And then we've been hearing a lot of news of some countries potentially withdrawing if Israel participates.
yeah,
So there are a couple of countries that made it official because the EBU said, oh, we haven't really received any news from any country. But now we have news from Slovenia and Spain confirming that if Israel is participating, they would pull out. And
yeah.
apparently Iceland said something today as well.
Iceland has said they don't know, which is like, it's almost like nothing, but obviously it means as well they are considering, apparently they're considering it based on whatever happens with Israel. This has the potential to be drama, because
It's
obviously
already drama.
it is already drama, but what I mean is, at the moment it's all like threats about it. But then we got the other side. So there are a couple of countries as well that are saying if Israel is banned from going to Eurovision, then they will be, declining participation. And it's
Which are Germany
I-
and Italy.
exactly. And the thing is, we're talking about one big five on one side and two big fives on the other side. So whatever happens, unless they decide at the last minute not to do anything about it, we got drama, because also the big five pay more money, which means it could affect as well the organization of the festival. It could potentially affect smaller countries that are supported to go there. There are implications. What I feel as well is, they have said they are actually considering things. It sounded as well like Israel, that they were considering like a potential pause on participation for a year, not from Israel's side, but literally from the EBU, which I think would be quite a good compromise. It's not a ban. It's like, you need
Take
to
a
sort
break.
yourself. Yeah, sort yourselves out at the moment. I think it's one of those situations where there's too much drama in the country as well to, it's probably you should focus on something else. On the other hand, I would assume that Israel could say, well, by the same rule, there's enough drama in Ukraine. So
Ukraine, yeah.
But
the EBU made a post the other day. Did you see that? They posted something. They were condemning what was happening in Gaza.
They did.
And the fact that Israel is not allowing journalists to work.
Yeah, they
and
were.
that goes against the EBU guidelines, rules.
Yeah.
Right?
They were sort of commending the journalists that have been able to report from Gaza, saying, like they were sort of congratulating them for doing their job. And I think the fact that they actually addressed the situation was a massive change.
Yeah.
And yes, it is sort of not a breach, but like it sort of conflicts with their guidelines. But then at the same time, I think it opens the door for potential action, or at least if it's not action, the inaction of saying let's put a pause here. So we're not kicking you out, but you need to stop it for a year. You need to press the pause button. So yeah,
I would think that would be really diplomatic, like to say you're not expelled from the contest, like for the foreseeable, as Russia did, right? They're not allowed to participate for many years in the future, like X years, infinite amount.
I think Russia needs to probably prove a lot of change,
which I don't think they are.
That it's not likely it's going to happen soon. But Israel could potentially pause and even remain able to vote. So still as a member, they could potentially participate in the voting. I think the problem here has been like, it is creating. It's not just the conflict, the horrible conflict that they got internally. It's also the conflict that it's creating with the voting system and how it's affecting everything else in the contest. No one can deny that is having a massive impact. And countries are bound to take a position or another. So I think trying to find that kind of like diplomatic solution, like you said, where you say, let's put a pause, let's see, if everything else sorts itself, or someone puts a solution to it before, you think of the contest again.
So in any case, they are the EBU is deciding on their participation in December in their general meeting, and that's why they have extended the deadline for confirming participation or withdrawing from the contest until then. So they know this is going to be a game changer.
Do you think that will affect as well, potentially having some, some of the contestants that we tend to know early on, like Belgium, for example, that some of these countries might decide not to announce their contestants until we know that the deadline is passed and there has been a decision?
I mean, we have some participation confirmed already, so some of these countries can actually announce their artist, but maybe they're waiting. I don't know if that's the reason, or I have another theory. These artists that we have been getting the first, like last year was Cyprus, and the year before it was Belgium. Those artists never qualified. Mm-hmm. So maybe they realized that they announced them too soon. So the hype was over by the time the song came out, because there were so many other options that people would listen to. So I don't know if that is the strategy, or the strategy is to wait and see what happens with Israel's participation.
I think your point is very good. My point with Israel is more than the countries themselves, is also what happens if we announce someone that then disagrees with whatever decision. So not the country itself, but they got an artist that then causes trouble in some way. Not that I'm saying that protesting in any way is trouble, but you might have a country that says, we agree with the decision that we got now, therefore you have to represent us, and then they have an artist that says, but I don't agree myself, so I
maybe the artists don't go in the end.
Exactly. So there might be reasons to wait, I guess. But I agree with you. Like, the ones that were announced soon were mostly out during the semifinals.
So what?
So
it's now been a week and we have no names.
It's a melting emoji now. Like, we're gonna have to wait.
When is going to be announced? October?
Who knows?
I'm now thinking that maybe end of September, beginning of October. I'm trying to figure out and imagine myself, all these head of delegations looking at the feed and see who's going to be the first one to drop the name.
Maybe they're all like, I got everything ready, but I don't want to be the first because the first always falls first as well. So,
If this is going to be the trend, we'll get all the names by March.
by March,
We
yeah,
don't
it's
like
gonna
that.
it's gonna be a very short season. We're gonna have Super Saturday is going to become this huge thing. Well, like it's 4 Super Saturdays and a quarter of each delegation is going to announce their thing on one Saturday. So
We won't have enough screams to do all together at the same time.
No, we're gonna have to hire people just to post all the announcements all at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then we got some sort of announcement that then it was not real. It was Eurovision Asia.
Yeah.
So what happened there? They made it up.
So the logo apparently exists in the Eurovision.
But they used the old one.
Yeah, it's the old. Well, but Junior Eurovision also has the old one because I assume it's too late anyway to change it.
They're changing it now. Yeah, they released a new one now. That is the same but says Junior on top.
Well, yeah, of course. But it's like, have they built the stage and so on? Because that's going to be a pain as well. And that, like, had they started creating the merch? We'll see. But yeah, so Eurovision Asia had that in the Eurovision sphere. Like, they actually released sort of like the logos that belong to the organization, and Eurovision Asia is there. So there has have to be some kind of truth. But then they said, yeah, no, it's not happening.
No, Martin Green said, I had no idea about this, so
it's not happening.
It's not happening. It's not been authorized. So
Yeah.
there was all this hype about the broadcaster in Bhutan saying they're releasing their national selection and they have slotted a time for the actual final, and people were going mad.
You know what annoys me about all these things, Eurovision Asia and so on? It's like, just call it Asia Vision or something like that. It's like, you don't call it Eurovision Asia.
But it would be like another sort of brand.
It's part of the brand, I know, but
It sounds weird, super weird.
It's my OCD is like, no, that doesn't belong there. Take it out, take it out, take it out. Although, yeah, by the same rule, we could say, Australia doesn't belong, but Australia is. I think it's part of it now. So
It is.
Yeah.
So this is not happening.
Not
But
happening.
what is happening is that Jamala has now become we love
love Jamala.
Jamala. Musical producer of the Ukrainian national selection, so of Beat Beer.
We
We're so
finally
happy.
know. We finally know where Jamala is.
Where is Jamala?
Where is Jamala?
I spent the whole week in Basel saying, "Where is Jamala?" Because I saw her. I couldn't
She
find
was
her
there.
anymore.
She was there.
Yeah, I saw her.
But yeah, we wanted to see her, like properly see her, and we did.
Grab her. Yeah,
Now we know where she is.
we'll go there.
Yeah, I mean it's exciting because she's a musical producer, so I think it's gonna be a good show. Very excited to watch that.
Yeah, it's tricky to watch the video because everything is in Ukrainian, and
I know.
I've tried.
I know, but like trying to see maybe like the summaries, like just trying to get that vibe of how that is done. Is a very it's exciting. It's exciting. Yeah, no, absolutely. Watching probably like 3 hours of the show might be difficult. Sorry.
AI translates everything now, so we can try to work that out.
I have a feeling I mean, maybe by the time it comes, you can actually get Jamala with her lips moving in English, so you can see it like that.
Yeah.
This is where we're going with AI.
So Jamala was in Basel. We saw her. There was another person in Basel who we didn't see, but we all knew she was there.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about Celine Dion.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? She was set to perform. It's now been confirmed. All the rumors were true.
Yeah, it wasn't Cipherblatt that confirmed that on the plan for the final, actually her name was there.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't know if we're supposed to say that.
well, I mean,
There were
you know,
rumors. There were rumors.
it's late, and I mean, it's late in the day, and it is
It's a
true
new
as well.
season.
Well, what I would say as well is she appeared, so maybe the plan all along was, or like the written plan actually meant to have her on TV, because they but that's the weird thing, they use exactly the same message that she sent in the semi-final. So I
Why
think
would
that
you do that?
exactly that filled in for something. So obviously she was supposed to be there, and we knew as well, I think it was on BBC News, that her plane had landed in Basel. I mean, like, you know, we're not saying anything weird by saying she was meant to be there.
Yeah, I know it's been confirmed for real, and that she pulled out last minute due to medical advice or medical reasons, which is a shame. I'm really sorry that she couldn't perform because of her health as well. But also taking that long trip and then couldn't be able to perform, that's a bummer for her. I'm sure that she was gutted.
Yeah, definitely. Shame.
So yeah, that was our chance to see Celine Dion in the grand final. We know that next year JJ is going to perform. He said that. Sorry, I'm still thinking about Celine Dion. He said that he was going to perform "Wasted Love" and the new. I don't know if it's the new song
The new
that
song.
he just released or another one. I don't know.
Very, very nice song. Back
Yeah.
to Forgetting. It's very cool. If
Yeah.
It's actually, it would work perfectly for Eurovision. It's less than 3 minutes. It's like 2.5 minutes only. But it's really good. It's
I
a
really
vibe.
liked it.
It's a proper vibe.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
Uh,
Vibing.
It kind of reminds me of Loreen after Eurovision. This kind of music that is very dancey but very easy to listen to at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah, and the lyrics are good as well. The lyrics
Yeah.
are amazing. So
Best for JJ. We love you. And now we are still waiting for a proper season to start. We have started the season, but we need the songs, we need the artists, we need the countries. So yeah, we'll get the updates once we have it.
yeah, it's exciting, but it feels like right now things are moving really slowly. And I think, going back to what we said at the beginning, it looks like everyone is sort of waiting for something to be sorted out, you know, for clarifications, for decisions to be made. So I really hope, you know, there's a little bit more clarity over the next few weeks so people can actually move on. I don't think things can actually just stay like they are, whatever happens.
No, I agree.
So
let's see if we have enough news. We'll come back really soon, like next week. But anyway, we'll be updating you guys with videos on Instagram, TikTok, now YouTube, and all of it.
remember that you can listen to the whole thing now on YouTube, and on Spotify you can also watch us as well if you prefer to watch instead of listening. So yeah, it's cool. We're now live everywhere. Not live, but you know, on
You
screen.
can watch our really reactions, like facial features, and
and our little dance as well.
we love the dance.
Yeah, it's a tradition now.
So thank you for listening or watching or both. We'll be back really soon.
Thank you. Bye.